People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in, Arsenal. And if you don't support Arsenal and you're not an Arsenal fan, if you're just here because you like my voice, big up yourself. Calum Chambers now. We've been here several times. Ironically, I have a vid in regards to him and Bielik, and I haven't dropped it yet. But obviously, Chambers, it wasn't plain sailing for him at Fulham at the beginning. There was a mess in regards to the defenders. He's had some good performances from them at centre-half. He's been used at right-back on a couple of occasions, and he's reverted back to midfield. I say reverted is because people seem to be shocked that he's been put in midfield and he's had a decent run in the team. I know people look at him, he's not the most mobile and he might not be the most eye-catching, but he was a central midfielder allegedly coming from Southampton's academy. He then come into the first team and was moulded into a right-back and was seen as a future centre-half. So that's maybe the narrative that goes against him. That's his natural, you could say that's his natural position. Not anymore probably, but it's his natural position, so it's no secret. Surely Unai Emery's got one eye on it, and I think at least this is, of course we can't just make hot takes based on form, but you guys know I don't think he's the best, but I believe in Chambers. I believe he can have a squad role and whatnot. Surely Unai Emery's got to be looking from afar and thinking, rah, he's showing his adaptability, because if we look at it, ultimately, Chambers has a tough decision in the summer because he's playing week in, week out for Fulham. He was at Middlesbrough. Arsenal last season when he came back from that loan at Middlesbrough, yeah, it was hit by injury and he had good games against Chelsea and Atletico Madrid and actually United away from home at centre-half. But they were too far in between, and if you're picking the best sides, the best centre-halves, he's probably not that. Holding's ahead of him. I want another centre-half as well. So he's got a tough decision. Does he leave and go somewhere else in the Prem? But considering he signed a new deal, surely he can be of use somewhere next season. We've played three at the back. He can play in that, in a back three. He can be used in midfield like you saw. I mean, definitely based on the Cardiff game, he can do way better than El Nene in midfield. So that allows us to cost save a bit in that. If he can play a couple of roles and be a multifunctional player, that's a good squad player to have. Like I said, he can do better than El Nene. So maybe midfield is something we consider. Obviously, in midfield, if you're picking our best options, even Xhaka, well, it depends how you look at Xhaka, but Chambers isn't one of the ones you're picking. But if you just look at Xhaka, how Xhaka looks better in a free, and Chambers has been good breaking down possession, recycling it, and obviously scored a banger last night as well. But surely if he was to be partnered with someone like Xhaka, and Xhaka, again, not to praise Xhaka, but Xhaka would be free to do what he needs. I actually think Chambers would be better with Torreira, would be good with Torreira as well, because it's someone that's a bit defensively minded and a bit more switched on. I just think in a free, Chambers would be good, to be honest. If you look at Guendouzi, Chambers and Torreira would be free to be the box-to-box breaking down play. Chambers would obviously have to box-to-box as all midfielders would be, but he's a bit more reserved. Guendouzi would be freed up to do what he wants. Same could go for Ramsey. If Ramsey was partnered with Chambers and Torreira. Also, I feel we don't have enough shutting out games. Admittedly, I want a ball-playing defender, ball-winning defender, midfielder, sorry. But Chambers could possibly be that option to come off the bench and shut out games, or possibly be used, again, it's a big claim, I'm just speculating, be used in that position when Torreira needs to be dropped or rested or whatnot. Again, there's a clear drop-off in quality. I'm not suggesting these levels and things, but if you just look at the adaptability, how we can potentially save money, how we can potentially have the best squad and squad options, surely he's played his way into plans. I know he's a centre-half. I'm always going to attach Chambers to centre-half, but probably playing at centre-half, playing in midfield, again, he's terrible at right-back, but we've had some question marks over the right-backness, and would he necessarily do any worse than Maitland-Niles? Not to say Maitland-Niles has been poor, but would he be able to kite any less than Maitland-Niles? Again, not his natural position, or Jenkinson. I'm not too sure. So that's three positions he could potentially fill in for. The big one is that when we're picking our best team and whatnot, he's not in it, so there's a tough decision for him to make. But surely he's given a healthy headache or a healthy account of himself, because he's played good in some big games at centre-half, like I said at the beginning of this. And this season, he played good against Liverpool. He played well against Chelsea. I think they lost it. He played well against Brighton last night. Leicester, he did okay. Burnley, he did okay as well. Spurs, he did all right. So he's doing all right in a couple games, man. So it depends what we're going to do with him, to be fair. I think there's a squad player that could be used there. Because of it, I wouldn't say he's playing amazing, but because of the form and whatnot, possibly he could be used to save money, probably bring in 18 to 20 million. We know we rejected some offers last season. If we can deem we want to sell him, he did sign a new deal. He did look like Unai Emery was going to bring him through in regards to the team this season, and it's changed. Ironically as well, I swear down, I know he played centre half in pre-season as well, but I swear people, Unai Emery used him in pre-season in midfield against Bournemouth or them games there around that period. So maybe Unai Emery is along the thinking. He's already ahead of the video that I'm posting. So we'll have to see next season. But you'd like to think just on the basis of El Nene going. El Nene could leave, another midfielder could come in, and then there's a spot for like Chambers to be that hybrid. He can compete and try and start week in, week out. As Unai Emery's ironically said, on a match day at centre half, he could fill in at right back, again, not his position if injuries and only if we badly need it. Centre mid, he can do a job, man. And to be honest, I get it why it would be a shock, but when you look against the narrative, it's not really a shock is it really a shock that a player's been put in a position he came up on and is excelling? I'm not too sure it is, people. But yeah, man, I'm sure I swear you've all got to be thinking that he can't have been doing any worse than El Nene in his chances, especially definitely off Cardiff. I actually like El Nene, but if we're real with ourselves, probably needs to be moved on as well. But both of them probably do to a degree. But yeah, man, I thought this would just put a couple thoughts together, and I'm sure you lot are thinking the same or thinking any different. If you're thinking different, please hit up in the comments, man, because comments make the thing go, and different opinions make the game go around. But on that note, I'm going to keep it moving. People deluded, get in a comment, subscribe, and do the rest.